My fellow apes, my monkey boys, what's going on, brothers and sisters? Let me see. It's been a long time. I feel like I said that at the beginning of every video, but it's usually a long time in between uploads for me because, well, I have life to tend to. A lot of my I think every single one of my videos on this channel is about the deeper nature of reality and the truest things I have come to uncover in my journey on this plane of existence. But I kind of just want to talk. I'm going to college, and one of the classes I'm taking is natural resources because I enjoy our natural resources. And for one of the labs, we went out to our private forest, blah, 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 blah. I want to talk to you guys about an experience that is common for me. And it's this experience of observing the world, of observing myself in the world as completely other than me. It's always real hard to try to explain these things. I mean, it's not easy to cognize them, but it's easy to experience the experience which I am trying to articulate into the English language. Right, but there were a few of us in a van in my class driving up to the mountains to our forest, and I was looking out the window listening to Pink Floyd, as I often do when I get the chance, and there are these moments that exist, and I think I'm not alone in experiencing life this way under certain circumstances and certain times at certain moments. It's the felt presence of immediate experience, as our great Terence McKenna monkey would say. Right here, right now, exists something that is accessible to you, is accessible to me, and is infinite in depth, in beauty, in otherness, in selfness, in pain, in melancholy, in happiness, in joy and bliss. All these things exist right here, right now, and we play this game with ourselves in which we ignore this fact. Not only ignore this fact, but actively distract ourselves from this right here. I understand that if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I probably sound utterly insane, because I can't name this thing. I don't think anybody can. I think everybody's tried. There's a 3-letter word that's kind of forbidden. I want you all to I want everybody to reach this state at least once, and it's possible to reach these states of depth. I don't want to say enlightenment or anything like that because it's not. Our idea of enlightenment is usually intellectual. One who is enlightened understands everything, but this thing can't be understood. When you realize that you don't know what you are. You can't even begin to know what you are. You are thrust into bliss. And this realization, this experience of detachment from identity is accessible to most through chemical intervention. And I say chemical intervention, but I mean popping a few tabs or eating a couple grams of shrooms. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes that's what it takes to shake you awake. But in recent times in my life, in this kind of new era post, let's say, this new era post second birth, awakening, whatever, dude, who cares? This era of my life is no longer an attempt to chase that experience of depth. Instead, it is a becoming friends with that experience and with life and with myself and everyone around me. There is a certain connectedness to all things that is easily experienced while under the influence of various psychedelic drugs. Not as easily experienced while sober and while dealing with the constraints and the tugs of existing and being alive in an animal body. But it's possible, and I think that's what I want to say here today, is that when you give up, when you completely surrender yourself, your identity, what you think you know, who you think you are, who you think matters, what you think matters, when you give up on that, when you humor yourself enough to just fucking stop, and you look out the window while you're driving up with your class, you know, a van full of, they might as well be strangers, earphones in your ears, listening to some old dudes play guitar. You're granted something very, very special. Truth exists not as words, not as something that can be explained, not as something that even can be held. Truth is experienced. And the experience of truth, the experience of reality for what it is frightening at first. And by at first, I don't mean the first couple seconds. I mean the first months, the first years, the first decades maybe. And as you progress through life as an animal on a round thing, flying through darkness, you begin to come to terms with what's really happening. And what's really happening, well, that's kind of funny to say. What's really happening can't be brought into terms. So you can't come to terms with it. You learn to slip into it. You learn to slip into what's happening. And this is what is called a flow state or Satori. Who fucking cares, dude? So many words. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But this truth, this state of flow, this state of oneness, unity, whatever, is the point, the purpose, the answer. And it's very, very ironic. Ironic like a joke, like a hilarious joke, a great joke, written by the biggest guy out there. The joke is that it makes sense when you stop asking. The joke is that the answer comes when you stop looking. The trick is that there is nothing to do. Right now, as you're listening to this, it's accessible to you. It's up to you whether or not you want to stop being who you think you are. Let's break it down. Let me break this down for you. On one of my shroom trips, I was rambling to the camera, as I do sometimes, and I was looking at my hands, as I also do sometimes, and I'm sure you have. And I was saying to myself in my head, what am I doing? Right now, what am I doing? Well, I'm being human. Not I am a human being, because when you think of it like that, you have defined yourself. You have put yourself in a box of human beings, when in reality you are a human, being. And to be is simply just to be. Right now, as you are. Being. And so, if you're lucky enough, I'm not going to say skilled enough, I'm not going to say smart enough, because it has nothing to do with either of those things. If you are lucky enough to slip into true being, you will find solace. You will find a melancholy song that sings of bliss. You'll find the thing that makes the trees grow. You'll find the thing that makes the rivers flow. No clue what I'm talking about at all. Just rambling to a mic while a screen shines fluorescent light onto my face. I just want to tell you to be. I want to let you know that you can be. And it's beautiful to be you. It really is. It's fucking gorgeous to feel your pain. It's amazing to smell the smells that you can smell right now. Hear the sounds that you can hear. Taste your mouth and think your thoughts. It's a miracle. All of it. Always. And you're lucky enough to be a part of it. Anyway, if you've endured my rambles for this long, I want to talk to you about some things that I do. I draw, I make music, among other things. Yeah, but you can find all those links to all that drawing and music in the description. My Instagram, where I post all my drawings, is at linesthisworld, with no spaces or anything. Lines in this world. And yeah, I mean, don't got much to say. Didn't really have much to say before I started this video, but just fucking talked. I love all you guys, for real. Keep trucking. Keep going, dude. Keep fucking going. You're doing great. Love you.